This is the homework quiz for week number 16. We're looking at question number 6. And we're going to be using similar strategies that we did in question number 5 to solve this problem. Here, we're given a 100% ruler and asked to use it to solve the problem. Here, the question is, if a gas tank can hold 14 gallons of gas, use the 100% ruler to find out how many gallons are in the tank when it is 2/5 full. So we have several steps of things that we need to do, and let's go ahead and break it down and take it step by step. Here we have at the top, just like in the last problem, we have a percent, 0% over here. This is an empty gas tank, and this is 100% full. Down below, this time instead of students that we had in question number 5, we have 0 gallons, which is empty, and the total number of gallons possible when the tank is full is 14. Half of that, 50%, is going to be 7, because 14, half of 14 is going to be 7. Now, the rest of these different intervals are 1/10 apart. So we want to find out how many gallons are in 1/10 of the tank. And then from there, we can figure out what's in 20%, 30%, 40%, etc., to be able to figure out what 2/5 is going to be. To find 1/10 of 14 gallons, what we need to do is to take 14 and divide it by 10. If we take 14 and multiply it by 10, we have 140, and we're moving the decimal one place to the right. If we divide it by 10, we're moving the decimal one place to the left. And that's what we're doing here when we're taking 14 and dividing it by 10. We're getting 1 4/10 gallons. Once we know the interval, which is 1 4/10 for each 10%, we can just go in and add 1 4/10 and get the different intervals. 1 4/10, what's 1 4/10 is 2 8/10, 4 2/10, 5 6/10, 8 4, 9 8/10, etc., to fill in the rest of our 100% ruler. Then we can look and see, well, how big is 2/5? Here we're given a percent down below, or a fraction down below, but we're asked to find something using the 100% ruler. So we need to change this fraction into something that translates into a percent. If we take and multiply 2/5 by 2, then we have 4/10. And 4/10 is the same as 40%. So 1/10 or 10%, 2/10, 20%, 3/10 or 30%, or 4/10 or 40% is the answer. 5 6/10. We can also divide this 100% ruler into 5 equal intervals, into equal divisions, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are fifths. 2 of those fifths are going to be 40%. So that's another way to find out what 2/5 equals in terms of percents. In either case, our answer is 5 6/10 gallons. We can also use the strategy that we used in question number 5, where we set up a proportion table. Here, just like in question number 5, we have part to whole as the 2 pieces over here, the 2 elements on the left-hand side. And up above in this column here, this is percent or fraction, and this is gallons. We can use that to set up a cross multiplication. So we're multiplying 2 times 14 divided by 5 to give us x. 2 times 14 equals 28. 28 divided by 5 is 5 6/10. So whichever method you use, you can find the solution. You can use the 100% ruler as the question asks you to do. And it's a pretty good strategy. It's a good technique. It's a helpful tool that you can use. What you're doing is you're taking the 100% and dividing it into tenths or 10%, and then doing the same thing over here with whatever you're talking about. In this case, it's gallons, and the last question, it was students. And from that, you can figure out what, in this case, 40% is for your solution, 5 and 6 cents. Go ahead and try the practice problem grouped with question number 6 in the homework quiz for week number 16.